So here is the poem Truth, Ballad of Good Counsel by Geoffrey Chaucer, who is considered as the father of English poetry. I read the first stanza. Flee from the crowd and dwell with truthfulness. This is the first line. This is an inspirational poem, and each and every line of this poem is like some saying, or is a sort of moral advice to the reader. In the very first stanza, the speaker begins by this suggestion, by this advice: flee from the crowd. Flee means to run away from the crowd, and dwell with truthfulness. And the speaker also says that you should dwell is to stay with. You should stay with truthfulness. You should be with truthfulness. So here, truthfulness, truth is the most important value held by the speaker, and he suggests the reader to do so. Flee from the crowd and dwell with truthfulness. Suffice thee with thy goods. Suffice means to be sufficient. So you should feel, thee is you. You should feel that your own goods, whatever you have, with thy goods. Here goods are the things. Whatever you have, that is sufficient. Though they be small. THO is actually THOUGH. Though they be small. Though you have some, you don't have some rich things, or you don't have many things with you, and your goods or your property is small, you should feel that it is sufficient. To hoard brings hate, because in the third line of the first stanza, the speaker says to hoard is to make a large collection of something, to collect and store the things in more and more quantities. To hoard brings hate, because he says if in case you have many things stored with you, it will bring hatred towards you. People will start hating you. So you should not collect and you should not store the things. To climb brings giddiness. And he explains his point with the image of somebody climbing and feeling giddiness. Giddiness is the feeling that I will lose my consciousness, particularly when people go to they climb some higher places, they feel that I will fall. So this is giddiness. So in case here, it means the speaker wants to say that if you prosper, if you develop a lot, it may bring you some misery or some problems. To hoard brings hate, to climb brings giddiness. The crowd has envy, because people will get envious of you. People will get jealous of you. The crowd, that is the people, they will feel jealousy towards you, and success blinds all. And another side of being successful is success brings blindness. A success makes a person blind to truthfulness, or blind towards the problems of others if a person becomes successful. So it is not so good according to the speaker. The crowd has envy and success blinds all. Desire no more than to thy lot may fall. Your lot is your fate, your destiny. So he says, you should not desire for many things. You should feel that it is sufficient. Whatever comes to you, whatever destiny gives you, you should feel that it is sufficient for you. Work well thyself to counsel others clear. And again he has an advice, and he says that you should work well yourself. You should behave in a good, in a good manner, so that you should be able to counsel, you should be able to teach others about life, about behavior. And truth shall make thee free. And again, in the last line of the first stanza, he comes to the most important quality, that is truth. Truth shall make thee free. There is no fear. And having truth in one's life, to be truthful means you are minus of fear in your life. There should not be fear once you have truth. There is no need to be afraid of anything once you behave by truth, once you live with truthfulness, once you are honest, once your desires are limited, once you are not over ambitious. This stanza, which consists of 7 lines and which is known as a Chaucerian stanza or rhyme royale, has the rhyming pattern ABBCC, and all the lines in this stanza, they are full of suggestions, they are full of advice. Next stanza, torment thee not. Torment, torture. Don't suffer yourself. Not all crooked to redress. To redress it, to set something right. If there is something wrong, you should try to correct that correct that in a right manner. So this is known as to redress. But the speaker, Chaucer's speaker here, has some advice. Crooked are the dishonest people, and if there are bad people, if there are dishonest people around you, don't suffer, don't torture yourself in trying to correct them. So don't try to correct the crooked people, to set right the people who are incorrect. Nor put thy trust in fortune's turning ball. Fortune's turning ball. Fortune, that is once whatever comes in one's way in life. That is riches or success or power. Nor put thy trust in fortune's turning ball. So fortune's turning ball is, sometimes some good thing may come to you, and the other time you may not get good things. So fortune is ill fortune or good fortune. So nor put thy trust in fortune's turning ball. So turning ball is the fluctuating thing, that is this fortune is a changing thing. Sometimes there are good days and sometimes there are bad days. So one should not trust, one should not have faith in fortune, because each and every time it goes on changing. Great peace is found in little busyness. So this is something very important. So these are all practical suggestions. So he says, if you want to achieve peace in your life, then you should keep yourself busy in little things. So go on doing something or the other. So that may be a little thing or that may be a big thing, but little things, doing some little jobs, little things may give you great peace. And war but kicks against a sharpened all. Sharpened all is a pointed tool for piercing or making holes. So the speaker says, nor put thy trust in fortune's turning ball. Great peace is found in little busyness, and war but kicks against a sharpened wall. And in case you are involved in war, so it means kicking oneself against the pointed nails or something pointed, and there is the danger that you may get yourself injured. Strive not, thou earthen pot, to break the wall. Now, this is a very wise kind of advice, wise kind of saying. Strive is to work hard or to struggle. So, he says, don't try to break the wall when you yourself are an earthen pot. So, you can imagine earthen pot kicking on or trying to break the wall means there will not be any damage to the wall, but the pot will be broken because it's an earthen pot. It's a pot made up of mud, and it will break once it get kicked against, or once it tries to break the wall. So there is no point in trying to break the wall when you are an earthen pot. So this is a very wise kind of saying. So this is the fifth line of the second stanza. Sixth line of the second stanza. Subdue thyself. Subdue means to control. So he says you should have control over yourself, and others thee shall hear. And then once you are able to control yourself, people will listen to you, and truth shall make thee free. There is no fear. And again it is the refrain. Refrain is the line that is that gets repeated very often in a poem, regularly in a poem. And he says once you have the truth, there is no need to be afraid of anything. So in the second stanza, the speaker has the advice is you should keep yourself busy in small things, and there is no point in making corrections in the incorrect people or in the crooked people. There is no point in raging a war or getting involved in a war. And when you yourself are an earthen pot, means something very weak, you can't fight, you should not try to break the wall. Let us move on to the third stanza. What God does send, receive in gladsomeness. Again, this is each and every religion teaches this. What God does send, the human beings must always be happy and satisfied what is given to him or her by God, because it is believed, all the religions, they believe that God gives each and every people different things, and people should be happy, they should be satisfied with whatever comes to their way, whatever comes in their life, whatever is sent by God to them. What God does send, receive in gladsomeness. We should be happy with whatever is given to you, whatever is your destiny, because that is designed for you by God, and you should be happy with that. To wrestle for this world. To wrestle is to fight. To fight for this world foretells a fall. So if you fight to achieve something in this world, then it is the prophecy of a fall. Fall is the defeat. Here is no home, here is but wilderness. And there is another very important suggestion. He talks about the fact that here is no home. This life given to us on this earth is not our home actually, but it is a kind of wilderness. And you are here as a guest, you are here for some days, not forever. Fourth means to forward, go forward. Fourth pilgrim, fourth up. So he says the speaker says you are a pilgrim here. Pilgrim is the person who is visiting religious places, who is visiting temples and churches and mosques. So pilgrims. Fourth, pilgrim, you are a tourist, you are a traveler, you are a pilgrim. So you should go forward, move forward. Fourth, up, beast. Beast is the animal. So he says, you are just a kind of beast and leave thy stall. You should leave your room, and this is not your eternal home. This life on the earth is not your eternal forever home. Know thy country, look up, thank God for all. So you should know your country, look up and look towards the heaven, and you should thank God for whatever is given to you in this life. Hold the highway. You should keep yourself on a high path. Thy soul the pioneer. Your soul should be your pioneer. Pioneer, the thing that inspires or that starts something new for the first time. So it says, you should be guided by your soul, and truth shall make thee free, there is no fear. Again he says that the refrain comes, that is, you should live by truth, it will make you free, and once you have truth in your life, there is no need to be afraid of anything. Let us continue and let us come to the last stanza. Therefore, poor beast is the human beings, is the reader to whom the poem is addressed. So he says, therefore, poor beast, forsake, to give up something. Forsake thy wretchedness, miserable state, unhappy state. So he says, give up, stop being unhappy. No longer let the vain, useless world be thy stall. So he says, you should not get involved in this useless world, and whatever is happening in this world, you should not be greedy about that. Don't think too much about this world. His mercy seek who in his mightiness. But he said, you should look towards God, and you should think about his mercy. The sense of pity, the sense of love. His mercy seek, you should try to achieve God's mercy. Who in his mightiness, because mightiness, strength, power of God, because God is almighty, God is sovereign power in this world. His mercy seek who in his mightiness made thee of naught. You were nothing, but you were made by God. So think about God. God is the creator of each and everything in this world, including you. So he has created you from nothingness, made thee of naught. Naught is zero, nothing, but not to be a thrall. But you should not be controlled by anything else other than the God. So don't get controlled by the things like ambition and power and riches, which belong to this world and not belonging to the heaven, that is God's world, because you were not made by God for all these things. Pray freely for thyself and pray for all. Pray freely for yourself. You should pray for yourself as well as for all. So here the speaker wants to say, you should have goodwill for all and ill will for none in this world. Pray for all, because prayer is very powerful. Who long, here long means to have the desire of something, want something. Who long for larger life and heavenly cheer. So you should long for, there should be desire in your life for a higher life, heavenly life and heavenly happiness that can be achieved in the company of God only, in praying or in worshipping God only. So here the speaker is a religious kind of person who feels trust and faith in God, and he suggests the reader also to do the same thing. Who long for larger life and heavenly cheer. Cheer is joy, is happiness. And truth shall make thee free, and there is no fear. Because Once you have truth, it will make you free, it will give you freedom, and there is no need to fear when you have truth in your life. So in this way, this poem is an inspirational poem. It has many wise sayings in that, and it talks about the qualities like truth. It talks about the qualities like satisfaction. You must have satisfaction, you should be satisfied with whatever you have. And the most important thing the speaker wants to tell us, the readers, through this poem is to put trust, to have trust in God, and to pray, and don't one should not get involved with the petty wars or petty differences of this life, selfishness. And one should think about the heavenly cheer and the larger life that is full of all these moral values. Thank you.